Oh, we got some breaking news on CBS Sports HQ. Down goes number one. The Arkansas Razorbacks knock off the top-ranked Auburn Tigers 80-76 in overtime, marking their second ever win over an AP top-ranked team. Things got a little sketchy there with the lights out and a court storming, but the lights did come back on, and it was lights out for Arkansas as they take down Auburn. We're likely to see a new number one come next Monday. Here's a look at the box. JD Notte, he was the big man on campus in this one, 28 points and a big three in overtime. Auburn just 8 of 17 from the free throw line, and that was very likely the difference in this game as they couldn't get right from the charity stripe. They now suffer their second straight loss. Remember, a spotty game on Saturday against Georgia on the road. Here they are on the road again, losing to unranked Arkansas. All right, let's get instant reaction from CBS Sports college hoops writer Chip Patterson. Chip, exciting game start to finish between these two. We saw that number pregame and it sniffed of a possible upset. Here we are talking about Arkansas knocking off number one. Your reaction to the moment and what we saw is what?
Number one about Arkansas, the fact that Eric Musselman has gotten this squad from a place where, late December, early January, you're wondering if they're going to be able to live up to the preseason expectations where we thought they could be a top 15, top 20 type team. Now all of a sudden they've won 8 in a row. They get a shot with number one in town. What are they going to do? Not only do they get it done, they get it done in overtime. So number one, it's about Arkansas, but also for Auburn, it's an understandable loss. I think the fact that, given the highs, given the winning streak, the fact that you're going to go on the road and play against a hot team in a hostile environment, all of it chalks up to the kind of things that you would expect for a classic college basketball loss. So to see the court storming, to see the electric scene there in Bud Walton Arena, ultimately, like you mentioned, the pregame line suggested this would be tight. It was for Auburn, and they ended up falling in overtime. Yeah,
we saw that near miss on Saturday, maybe indicative of what was coming here to start the week off for the top-ranked Tigers, who will likely drop from that number. I mean, you take a look at any of the advanced rankings, nobody really had Auburn as a true number one across the country. And as we look at this team heading down the stretch in the SEC, only one more ranked opponent, I believe that's Tennessee, in a couple of weeks. Is this just a misstep for Auburn? Does the SEC still go through them?
Oh, this is the perfect match of a team that is just ripe to get picked off and an opponent in Arkansas that is playing some of its best basketball of the entire season. Eric Musselman has done a phenomenal job with this group. JD Notte deserves a lot of credit because he has been an absolute dog for the Razorbacks from start to finish this season. He is really where they draw their energy, and he is the focal point and the motor of that team. And so to see this Arkansas team that is peaking at the right time, they get an Auburn team that is maybe ripe to get picked off in town. Again, the atmosphere and the scene was incredible. So ultimately not a surprise. And Joe, to answer your question, I'm not downgrading Auburn. Like Auburn is still up there as a top dog in the SEC. Like Kentucky, we've got to respect you as well. But for Arkansas, I think that's why the story is more about the Razorbacks taking advantage of this opportunity and being able to cement themselves as a real player on the national scale, a team you want to watch heading into March.
Pending the results here for the rest of the week, likely to see Purdue or Gonzaga jump to number one. But I want your number one. Throw out the rankings, throw out the AP poll, what we expect to happen next Monday. Who's the best team in the country according to Chip Patterson?
So we still have Gonzaga to play Pacific and St. Mary's, but you mentioned the result that is pending. If Purdue can take care of business against Illinois, I would be very impressed. So I think the Boilermakers would be my number one, again, pending a win against Illinois.
Chip, we appreciate the time, as always, weighing in on number one going down on a Tuesday. All right, taking a look at those two wins, and the two biggest regular season wins quite possibly in the history of Hogs Hoops. They took down Auburn here on Tuesday, 80-76 in overtime. Last win over a number one ranked team. Well, got to go all the way back to 84 when they took down North Carolina. Michael Jeffrey Jordan, might have heard of him leading the way for North Carolina, but they get clipped 65-64.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.